that final possession, defensively, and just kind of what it kind of took to pull this game out, especially after, and also was it a challenge, especially after coming off a game like Arizona?
Yeah, obviously, you have a lot of hype around our team now, obviously beating Arizona, but we knew this game was going to be tough because of who they played and how close their games was, and then the final possession. I think Kamari did a great job just nutting up and getting the stop. That's what he does. My bad. But then, and then I just secured the rebound, and that was it. My bad.
Yeah, right in the back.
Supposed to stay in the lock.
Please.
Yeah, that's me. I'm not going on Twitter.
Max, there was a point in the first half where you guys were just coming out of a media timeout, and I think they got a 3 in the corner, and Coach Gard quickly called a timeout. I'm assuming he wanted to kind of address the defense. From there, it seemed like, you guys kind of picked it up on that end. Can you kind of talk about maybe what was said or what changed from that point to hold them, to I think 11 of 30-something in the second half?
He didn't say anything in the huddle. He kind of came back in, got another play call, and went back out there. I think he understands there's a lot of old guys on this, not old guys, but older guys, more experienced guys on this team that, he doesn't have to kind of get after guys in the huddle in the heat of the moment. We kind of knew what we had to fix. I think we're all kind of pretty hard on each other in the halftime locker room, just when it's the players in there waiting for the coaches. In a good way, though, not kind of getting after each other, but just, talking about what we have to improve on. But there wasn't anything really specific that was said in that huddle. I think we kind of all knew the issue that had just kind of happened and how we had to fix it. So,
Michael.
John, I think it was 10 minutes into the second half, you had all but one of the team's field goals. I guess, do you kind of realize that that's sort of where the game's going and that you need to keep searching for your shot?
Just playing the flow of the game. If the defense, I just take what the defense give me. If the scoring threat is there, I'll take it. If I got to get it on, get to the next guy, I'll do it. So, yeah.
Nick, please.
For Max and John Tonje, what does Carter, really bring, especially on the defensive end, and how did kind of that small ball lineup kind of help shift things a little bit late?
Yeah, he brings experience and he's just tough. I think he understands and he knows what Wisconsin basketball is all about, and he's willing to, put himself on the line and do anything it takes to win. And I think he's huge part of this team, huge part of the culture. So I mean, he's amazing. He's huge for us. Yeah, kind of just build off it. I know John said Janicki was his roommate last week. That's my roommate, so I get to brag about him now. But it's just a guy who, works his tail off every day. I mean, you kind of look at the stat sheet. You don't really, nothing's glaring, but 5 rebounds, comes in, guards his yard, plays with an incredible amount of energy and toughness on defense. And I think that's just kind of his identity. And it's a guy that's just really bought into his role and has bought into winning. He wants to do anything possible to impact the game and impact, this team moving forward. So I think it's just a credit to his work ethic, keeping his head down, staying the course no matter if it's 20 minutes like tonight or, maybe 5 to 10 in another night. You know what you're getting out of him every time he steps on the floor.
Go ahead, partner in the back.
John Tonje, this question is for you. After a 41-point performance against Arizona, come back tonight, you finished with 19 points. You got it going in the second half. You and John Blackwell, would you speak about your mindset, being able to know when to get it going?
Yeah, just trying to take what the defense gives me, and also just trying to play the game. I think at the end of the second half, there were some times I needed to get downhill and try to make a play for my team, and we strung together a couple stops. And it made some crucial free throws with Blackwell as well. So, just doing everything we can to win.
Mark or Michael. Go ahead, Michael.
For any of the three of you, is the way that teams have been able to get inside on you guys really the biggest defensive flaw at this stage?
I think our ability to kind of keep the ball in front of us sometimes has gotten to us a little bit. And I think that's kind of somewhere we know we have to be better in, but like this is a tough game for a guy like Nolan Winter or Steven Crowell, where they're undersized five, both of them that can shoot the three at a really high level, and they're running actions, flare actions that are curling into the front of the rim, pin down dribble handoff actions where they kind of got to be there to shock, but have to be there to take away the three when their man pops too. So personally, I know Steve likes playing a guy who's like 7 foot 260 compared to a guy who's kind of undersized to him, just because it's a lot more moving, chasing, schematic things that they kind of have to deal with. But those guys on the bench, poured into every other dude that was playing the game tonight. And I think, that's kind of why you saw Coach Guard go a little small ball with Gilly at the 5 and John Tom at the 4. But I think having those guys in, for these other games definitely helps our, closing up stuff in the paint.
Final question, Mark, go ahead. Oh, Ben, we got Ben too. So.
John, I just want to get your thoughts. I think I counted 8 of the final 10 possessions. You guys got at least a point out of those possessions. Can you speak about that point in the game and what was kind of the approach and the strategy to, close out the game?
Just trusting the guys we have. We practice on finishing games out and making free throws and executing down the stretch. So I credit to these guys, me, Cam, JT, just playing under control and finishing the game up.
Ben?
For Max and John Tonje, Max first, you've played in a lot of MTEs over your time here. What are the benefits of playing these?
A lot of what?
Multi-team events. You're going to West Virginia here.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
up here. Sorry. You played a lot of these events against some good competition. What do these events do for a team over the course of the season? For John Tonje, this is going to be your first event with Wisconsin. What has you excited about the challenge that's coming up here?
I think it's a pretty good team bonding experience. You know what I mean? Last year when we went to Fort Myers. Yeah, Fort Myers. We got to go to Florida, so that was a lot of fun to kind of see the sun out. I think it's gonna be like raining in Greenbrier, but you get to know a lot about each other early on. Kind of in that, I look at it as like a tournament mindset. You know what I mean? Kind of going to a neutral site where fans will be traveling from the wherever their college or university is coming from. So I think it's a good kind of early test to see how it's going to be at a neutral floor. There's no really home court advantage or something like that. Everybody has to bring their own energy, whether that's on the bench, the 5 guys on the floor. You kind of learn more about one another and who really loves to kind of just play basketball at that point and can kind of go out there and not need a crowd to rile them up or a momentum swing play to kind of happen to get them going. So, but they're always fun. Like these trips are always a blast. These are what you remember. Well, after college, I'm still in college, so hopefully I'll remember these forever. But I'm excited to get down there or over there. I don't know. We're in West Virginia. Oh, Greenbrier. That's a city, right? Okay. Well, yeah, it'll be fun.
Yapping. No, I'm excited to go on there. I think it's, like you said, team bonding, and also hopefully we can try on the red jerseys as well, and then kind of get in the flow of, in an away game and just see how we can bring our own energy and not being in the Kohl Center and just, just build a routine coming out of a hotel and just make sure we can travel, with our brand of basketball.